Okay, kids, everybody look up. We're gonna have a contest. See who picks the most beans. Whoever picks the most beans get a piece of cake that we bake. We cutting up the beans? We're cutting up the beans. 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 We're cutting up the beans for the winter. We're cutting up the beans. We're cutting up the beans. We're cutting up the beans for the winter.
Cutting up the beans for the winter.
Okay, now the beans are cut. Now we're ready to start blanching the beans. First, I like to put into a colander the cut beans, and I like to rinse them off before we actually blanch them. And then add the beans into the hot boiling water. It'll take about 2 minutes, and what we need to see is the beans getting bright green. Molly, can you tell me when they get really bright green? Just stir them around. Okay, now they're bright green, and I'm gonna have Molly go in here and scoop all the hot beans out into a colander over another bowl so you can drain all the hot water off. Okay, after we have strained the beans out, we want to keep them in the colander, take them out of the bowl, and run ice cold water over the beans. Getting them nice and cold. We don't want to put them in the gallon freezer bags when they're hot. There. Oh, like this. Just kind of flat, and then you can put all your other bags on top of them. And then if you have a lot of company, you might use a whole gallon bag full of green beans. Otherwise, you can kind of loosen it up and crack half of it off if you want to just use half of it for a meal. So it's a really good thing.